Get on the channels. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Got a live feed I want to have this evening with you guys. Want to discuss something because, and I talk about it a lot, but I also seen a couple of videos the past couple of nights in regards to business credits, people be able to get different trade lines, business credit card, business loans. So I want to have a quick discussion with you guys in regards to that. You guys know that I am an accountant by profession. I'm a self-employed accountant. Matter of fact, I've been in business over 21 years. And a lot of times I see, I got to bear with me, got to do my little Coke Zero breaks. I've been running my mouth all day, got a little bit of the cotton mouth. I've seen a lot of information and where people getting advice on how to get business credit. Typically the same thing. You see the videos that are telling people, get your, which is initially the correct information as far as getting everything set up. That being, get your EIN number, get your LLC, no particular order, get your business bank account, things like that. Where everything is kind of convoluted at, most of the time people are giving you advice in regards to how to get quote unquote business credit, get a business loan, get a business credit card, trade lines. Typically, if you have bad or derogatory personal credit, right? And typically, a lot of times, people may actually look to get, people have varied reasons. You may be looking to get that business loan, to start your business up. You may be getting that business loan because your personal business isn't the best. So you decide to go and get this particular funding because you know that your personal stuff isn't the best. So you decide to go try to get a tax ID number and get approval for funding on that side. This is where everything gets kind of funky because a lot of the information that people give you in regards to how to get business funding, getting those, getting your tax ID number, getting your DUNS numbers, and go to these different vendors and Uline and getting the trade lines, things like that. That is a protocol to go by. But the issue that comes up with this, and this is what I've been looking at all these videos. I've been looking at every one of these videos, and this is what everybody's missing. When I see these videos that are telling you how to get business credit, I just seen a young man. I'm not going to mention anybody's name, and I probably come from a different angle for the simple fact that by me being an accountant, most of the time when you're dealing with people that this is your particular profession, we're held to a different standard where we can't sit here and just throw out hypotheticals because, again, there is some kind of recourse to come back on me if I give you what's quote unquote false information. If I don't know something to be true, I will let you know. I don't know if it's true or not. But if I say something is true, I know it's true. And when you're dealing with probably YouTube channels where you see accountants, you see attorneys, I'm just trying to think of professions where everything is verifiable or supposed to be credible, you have to make, lies can't really come out because, again, there's some kind of recourse as opposed to somebody that, again, I don't know anybody's bank account, but people have a video with the cars, the houses, things like that. I say all this to say that what I have not seen in regards to none of these videos that people are telling you how to get business credit, telling you to go through the process, and they always get business credit is probably the most important part, not acquiring the credit, but the terms of the credit. That is the most important part of it. Let me tell you something. Just because you can get access to $5, $10, $50, $20,000, $100,000, whatever, said no more lower than 50, but just because you can get access to it doesn't mean it's a good situation for you because you can easily get put in a situation where you got approved for this credit, you got approved for this loan, and you get it, and the terms are so messed up that you can't even afford to keep up with it. And next thing you know, you done down defaulted on this business loan because the terms were crazy. I don't know if you guys remember back in 07, 08, that's long, that was before the market crash, when everybody had those interest-only loans. When you see people with making $25,000, $30,000, and they had $300,000 and $400,000 houses. And I'm not being, being ridiculous about this. It was really things like that. You didn't have to have hardly any income. I just got a military working in a warehouse while I was in college, when I was at undergrad at Georgia State. But it was guys in the warehouse making $25,000, $30,000, and they had these beautiful homes for 300 grand, and they had these interest only loans, and pretty much, interest only products, those arms, those investor products where usually an investor will actually get a property and kind of, acquire that property and kind of like a transitional piece where they only pay interest on a certain amount of loan, where they may be rehabbing it, getting it fixed up, and then preparing it to flip, get it in the fixed product. They're going to do a buy and hold, or may transition to another product, maybe like hard money or something like that. But those are investor products for people that are savvy enough to understand what kind of products it. They weren't meant for people to do long-term purchases for. But what happened, we had the greater market got access to these interest-only loans. Everybody was going crazy, and they was buying these interest-only loans. And this is the problem that happened with those. They had those God, I forgot it's like I don't know why I'm going blank today. It's been a long day. Y'all bear with me. But it was at a point, maybe like a 2 or 3 year window, where the rate started adjusting. So you might have got the interest only loan at 1, 2, 3%. But after that little window period of 2 or 3 years, that's when it started adjusting. And it was not uncommon for that rate to go from anywhere from 2 to 3% to maybe 7, 8, 9, 10% with it. And this is the funky part about it. If you wanted to just say you was in a better position financially, when you first got that loan, just say I want to refinance it, because when I did, quote unquote, did get the loan, we're talking about the early 2000s, right? If you had acquired that home for 300 grand, your credit kind of shaky, so you got the interest on the loan. If you had got to a point a year or two later, you want to refinance it to a lower rate fix, a decent rate fix, they had what was called prepayment penalties. That way you had to pay almost 3 to 5 grand, sometimes more than that, to just justify for you to be able to refinance it. And man, I'm telling you, that was like the beginning of the end. So that's why when you had that market crash back in 07, 08, you had all this inventory of homes, because people had foreclosed on all their homes because they had these astronomical payments that they couldn't keep up with. And so I say all this to say that the biggest thing that's pushed right now, get your business credit, get your tax ID number, do this, and people making these videos and showing you this. Coming from me as a professional, as an accountant, what I want you guys to understand that when you start dealing in, bad business credit, and we start looking at those actual credit cards and loans that people give you access to getting, they're not the best vehicles for you to get if you really don't know what you're doing. Sometimes, the old adage, it's sometimes too good to be true, and that's usually the case of what's going on with a lot of it, because it's usually too good to be true. The thing you got to look at is that when we start looking at it on this basis, personal credit and business credit. Personal credit, pretty much the lenders look at two things, that being your your credit score and the income you have. You live one of those two off, you're probably going to get denied for a loan, right? Then we go to the business credit side, where the actual lender will look at 5 things, that being your credit score, personal credit score, your income, the industry you're in, the experience you have, and what kind of collateral you have. Okay, collateral being personal items that you make and put up in stake, just in case you default on the loan. Typically, if 2 of those 5 are from a business loan, you'll get denied. I've had several business loans. I've had SBA loans. This is all pre-pandemic, not the pandemic SBA, but you can just put in that just plug in numbers. I'm talking about like the 50-page pamphlet that you had to fill out to get an SBA loan, where you had to submit all these pro forma statements and everything going along with that. It's very, very, very difficult process to go through. So that's why I can be straight up when you speak from my experience, some of the things that these lenders look at. But again, when you see some of the information that's put out, I want you guys to be very, very wary of that, because unfortunately, a lot of people put out information and they tell you how to do it, but they don't really tell you what kind of product you're getting into. So let's just kind of, walk down some of the products. If you think about it, let me just be straight up with you. If you're a personal credit, most lenders are going to want to have what's called a personal guarantor. And that's the person that's going to sign for the loan. It's not going to, the business loan will be on the tax ID number of the business loan, but they want to have a personal guarantor just in case if the business defaults on the loan, they'll go back to this person, right? I did a video on Mr. Short Dollar where you'll see where I broke down the whole would you need a personal guarantor on your business loan. Check that video out. I broke down exactly what a person guarantor, a person guarantee is for a business loan, what the lender looks for, the liability they have, and certain kind of the recourse they may have. Plus, in the event you don't want to have a personal guarantor, things you can have. But I would say this: most business lenders will want to have some kind of personal guarantor. Typically, if you avoid having a personal guarantor in your loan, they're going to give you unfavorable terms. And this is the most important part I think people are missing. When you see these videos that are telling you, and I'm not talking bad about anybody's business and whatever, because I really ain't got time to really even get to all that. My biggest thing to help people. So we got the videos, all the videos on Mr. Short Dog, we're there to help people. But when you see this information, I just want you to ask, and you can ask them. When people tell you you can do these things and get these particular credit cards, if you have bad personal credit, the thing you need to ask is what are the terms? What I mean by terms. When you talk about a business loan, we look at a business loan, we're talking about most importantly the rate, and then we'll call rate or the cost or the interest rate. That pretty much dictates a lot. Also, we start talking about other terms being if it's for a certain amount of years, if it's on a certain billing cycle rate, depending if it's a credit card or not. You got to know those. Typically, if you have, if you're quote unquote, we look in business world, a riskier individual, and you may have some challenges with your credit and things like that, they're going to give you pretty much unfavorable rates and unfavorable terms. Ain't no way around that. So you might have received, you feel good because you did get that 10, 20, 50, $100,000 loan. But the terms and rates you got are so effed up, you're not even gonna think about it until you start using it. And what you don't want to have happen is this thing that you so happy that you got at one point, now you pissed the hell off because you can't even afford to make the payments. And you know what happened? You back at square one, or maybe -4 or 5, worse than what you were when you started, because you're trying to circumvent a lot of stuff from the beginning. You're trying to circumvent because I do have bad personal credit. Maybe if I can get on this tax ID number and I can avoid some of these things with doing it. But now that ain't how stuff works. I'm just telling you guys. Real quick, guys. Again, I'm a Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Right now, I'm streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. That's where we got over 400 videos on the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. We got a grants playlist with over 150 grant opportunities. We just put information out about a grant opportunity, a $10,000 small business grant on yesterday. It's super easy to apply for. The deadline to apply for that is August 11th. So go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, check out the $10,000 small business grant. Deadline August 11th. Make sure you go there and apply for it. See my dog got that barking. Got my little pet chihuahua. But I just want to say that before I get flapping my gums too much. But again, the terms, those are the things that I think are missed the most when we start talking about getting access to capital and getting this. My son went on today, y'all. Had to catch some of these rays before the sun went down. The terms and rates, that's the thing that's missed the most, because everybody's telling you what to go about doing. They tell you the place to help you build your business credit and stuff. And that's cool. That's cool. But I mean, who the hell want to get a business loan that you're gonna have to damn default on in a couple of months? Who just to say I got me a loan for my business? Who in the world needs that? Who in the hell? Because hell, if you already own enough money, being Joe Blow, who the hell want to owe money from Joe Blow owing money and Joe Blow Incorporated owning money? Crazy as hell. No way you want to do that. So the thing that I want you guys to understand is that, number one, and I did the feed on that the other day, one of the most important things that small business owners and entrepreneurs need to have, but that's discipline. You just gotta have a little patience. I get what I understand. Look, man, this is what I want to do, and this is how I have to go about it. the thing that you may want so bad, don't have it put you in a situation where you're worse than when you even started. Okay. Sometimes you may have to prolong it. I've shared many a times when I went self-employed, um, once upon a time, but prior to that, I wasn't ready financially to go. So it took me a year and a half. I was ready mentally to do it, but I knew my foundation as far as when I say living situations, home finances, things like that. That wasn't right because I understood that once I got out there, that'll be my main mode. So I spent a year and a half, my main mode of living. So I spent a year and a half condensing all my expenses to a point where I had to just live off minimum income because I had a family also. So with that said, I had to just kind of trim the fat. It took me a year and a half to renegotiate certain things, get rid of certain bills and all that kind of stuff. So I would just need the bare income to do it. So you're talking about going from over 100,000 to making my with probably living expenses of I remember at that time, I'm just trying to think, guys, just rough estimate, living expenses of maybe 30, 40,000, and I had to trim that down to almost 20,000. It had to be more than 40,000, but just trimming everything down for the bare minimum. And like I always tell people, the key, I'm gonna give you guys a nugget. When you start looking at, you want to go down the road of being self-employed, you ask yourself, how much money do I need to be paying myself? How much money do I need to make? I always tell people the basis that you need to be able to take home is your living expenses. So if you know your rent, mortgage, utilities, insurance, groceries is 25,000. Daycare is $25,000 a year. That's what you need to make. Be for sure that you can make that. That's what you need to, that you can net home with that. That's the payroll, and if you're not in a situation to do that, don't leave your damn job. Don't leave your damn job. Don't do it. Don't do it. Take a leap of faith and you'll hit a floor of concrete. I'm telling you, don't do it. 21 years in the game. I done seen that movie a million times. Listen, make sure that you can cover that. That should be the amount of money that you can make. So if you out there doing your thing and stuff, and I understand that a job may be hindering you from doing certain things, but what I always tell you guys, the key component to tell you when it's time to leave your job is when that side hustle or that side business is getting so overwhelming, it's hard for you to do your job. Not the idea of this side hustle or this side business making that kind of money for me to leave my job. Ain't no way in the hell. I'm telling you guys, don't do it. Don't do it, okay? Be smart about it. And the thing about it, the smart way may be a little slower. I get down, Snow. Little baby. You want them live feet? Stop, girl. That's one of the biggest things. Stop. My dog a little feisty today. But you want to make sure you have that. And that's one of the key things where we start talking about getting access to getting these particular loans, especially bad business loans, bad business credit. And I don't want to use, I know the words catch your attention, but at the end of the day, those products are meant for somebody. It was years ago, I know a lot of companies, a lot of states rather, were suing a lot of payday lenders and the tag, well, those tag lenders. I forgot the exact term for, but the ones you get a loan and they hold your tag for collateral. They were suing a lot of them. A lot of states were, because they were saying they were predatory lending. But on the flip side of it is too, they have a market for what they have. At the end of the day, guys, I tell people all the time, title loan. Thank you, Simple Fab. I appreciate that. Your boy had a brain count. Thanks a lot, Simple Fab on TikTok. Help me out. Yeah, a lot of title loan, and a lot of states were actually, suing them because they said they were doing predatory lending. Here's the flip side of it is, well, the rates crazy and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely, but at the end of the day, for you to go to them and that they have some of the worst rates, I mean, loan sharks 2.0. That means you probably ruin family relationships. You can't do this, that. And I understand. Listen, I've been in the financial services industry over 25 years. I understand stuff happens. People get sick, people get divorced, people move, company closed, gotcha. But really, when you go to them, that means you desperate, you in strife. Sometimes you might go there being naive and knowing that. And I have heard that, but that's far and few between. Some people go there because they just don't know. But most of the time you go there because you're desperate and you know you got access to getting it. You got to be realistic when you're doing that. You know what kind of rates you're getting. You know the terms or whatever and stuff like that. You got to be smart in that. But if you need it, you need it. If you need it, you need it. And I know we've all been in situations in life where, look, this probably ain't the best decision for me to make, but let me take care of this. And then once we try to figure it out, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I understand. You don't have to explain that to me. Excuse me. I'm a very smart person. I'm a very successful person, but I have done stupid stuff in my life. So I'm not going to comment with the idea, I can't believe people do that. Trust me, I understand. But when you deal with them kind of folks, again, they have a niche for people that need them. So if you go down that road to deal with them, those are consequences with dealing with it. And when you start looking at that, hey, your personal credit may not be the best. I don't want to get in the jacked up, messed up, or whatever. You understand that, listen, I'm going into the I need somebody to work with me. I need somebody to be able to vouch for me and do that. Most of your I'm gonna say normal, but customary lenders, they're not gonna deal with you. Now we do know when we go to banks, credit unions, things like that, that's when we're gonna get the most favorable terms, the lowest rate because they regulate it. That's how they operate. They're gonna give us the lowest rate, market rates, maybe prime, just a little prime, and maybe 1 or 2 plus. So that's where you're gonna get that at. And we know what they're looking for. Most of the time, they deal with a personal guarantor. They're gonna want somebody to have over 700 credit score. You just got to make the decision. You say, well, listen, how bad I want their business? Can I put my dream or idea of the business off for a couple more months while I get this stuff fixed? Why, whatever. You may say, no, now, never, whatever. I get it. But just be able to handle consequences. When you guys look at these videos and they're telling you, and again, I'm not knocking, in particular, you got videos, got seminars, everybody telling you how to get business credit and all this kind of stuff. Where you got bad personal credit, you're new in business and you can go get these loans and stuff like that. I've seen all of them. I'm telling you right now, all you got to do is just damn the dollar amount you get, damn the access. You need to know the terms. And I'm going to tell you something, just give you another nugget. You can go Google loan payment calculator, mortgage payment calculator, business loan calculator. Google it. You got like dinkytown.net. I mean, it's tons of them where you can plug and play the actual loan amount, credit card amount, the interest rate and stuff like that. And they'll calculate that stuff for you. So you can see on the front end that if you get this loan from such and such finance or such and such, because they specialize in new businesses with bad people with bad personal debt, but they'll give you this loan. You can look on the front end. I will tell you guys, we in business, what we do, front end analysis. My background is in finance. I got a bachelor's in finance and I got a master's in supply chain. I'm a numbers person. So math, I'm one of the people that like multiplying, dividing alphabets and stuff. So when we start looking at it, you can actually plug and play those particular terms where you can see, what everything is. Do that front end analysis. Because when we do our front end analysis, that means that everything before you actually get it, the ball rolling with the loan. I can see right then and there, if I get this loan under these terms, this rate and everything, this is what I'll be paying. So it's not a month and a half later, I think, you clicking your heels because you got approved for this loan. Then you get your first statement and you're like, what the hell? This is more than my mortgage. And now you're stressing, trying to figure out what in the world is going on. You don't have to do that. You pretty much, because they're supposed to disclose. It's not illegal for having high rates, because again, that's their niche for to actually be maybe be dealing with people with challenge situations. So it's nothing illegal about offering, we won't say unfavorable terms. There's nothing wrong with doing it. You just got to say what's beneficial for you, but they have to disclose the terms to you. Sometimes they'll say we can't really tell you the actual rate until final process and blah, 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 but you still have some kind of range. If they tell you that we offer terms from, especially them credit cards, maybe like 7 up to 28 or 29%, do your calculation on that damn 29%. So if you know that you get this, because again, they saying that for a reason. Don't just hope you're going to get this 7% that they're talking about. They started. Look at worst case scenario. You know how much that equipment is going to cost. You know how much those uniforms, whatever you're looking to do to purchase with that particular loan. You can plug and play, put it in. Remember, just get one. Just Google any kind of finance calculator, plug it in. You're like, man, look. Whew. Now here's the deal. If you say that, listen, well, you say, D, when would I take a bad loan? When I take a loan with probably the best rates? Pretty much when you are guaranteed to know when something is going to come in. So let me give you an example with that. If you typically have, I don't know if you guys are familiar with factoring loans or factor or invoice loans. Sometimes just say if you have a government contract, or if you have just say like a Comcast contract where you know that you're guaranteed to get X amount of dollars in each month, you may go to somebody that will front you that invoice minus a certain fee. They may give you 90% or 85% of that invoice upfront, so you can take care of your expenses, and then they'll pay the invoice, and they'll do that. So it's a situation where you may get unfavorable terms. You may pay a higher cost to borrow the money, but you're going to be able to get that money in because you have something contracted out that's going to come in to cover it. So that's a situation where you may do that. Okay, let me check. See, I got a comment Facebook. Though I'm just an average, ordinary person, and this is just my common sense, I'm still wouldn't chance getting business credit on bad terms if your personal credit is bad or poor. Well, the thing of it is, sometimes it comes down to, yeah, you can say it would be common sense, but just like the example I gave just then, if somebody gave you unfavorable terms, and it may be a situation where you it's guaranteed, because typically that's when people you usually get those factoring loans or invoice factoring, those concepts, because they have guaranteed coming in. If you have like a government contract, some kind of contract coming in, you may say, look, I will, instead of paying 7%, I will pay maybe that 15% on there, or as far as 20, I don't know, because you know that the money is coming in, you're still covering a profit, but because of things like payroll, operating expenses, I need to have the money coming in to cover costs. And during the process of doing all that, you're trying to work on getting yourself in a situation where you don't have to actually get unfavorable rates or unfavorable terms. So there are reasons sometimes to do that, but I would say that is probably maybe the 10th percentile in regards to doing that. Most of the times people make those decisions. It's not necessarily more so business related. It's more so emotionally related. You're tired. You really want to have this business. The idea of having this business, the idea of being your own boss, the idea of getting out the plantation. I've heard all the terms. It's so great that you will do things you probably wouldn't do in an unstressed situation. So I say this to say the thing, if you can stop sometimes, and just, my golden rule is, if you got to think twice about it, don't do it. So you may have situations where you're not really for sure. And if you're not for sure, I always say, seek counsel. Go get you a consultant, go get somebody that $200, $300, $400 you may have paid that attorney, paid that accountant, paid that consultant, can save you $1,000 on the back end if you're not really for sure on how to do something. I appreciate everybody tuning in to me and looking at the video and stuff like that. You guys, if you may be new to the channel or not, I'm not the cheapest person when it comes to doing consulting. That's why we're giving all these free videos out to help anybody. But at the end of the day, the amount of missed headaches is worth that little small amount for the invoice that you pay to get some kind of consulting work and everything. But those 15 to 20% interest rate don't be a joke. No, they don't be a joke. But at the end of the day, it goes back to what I just said before. I know you got Facebook users. I apologize, I can't see your name, but it said Facebook user. In terms of the comment was that those rates may not necessarily, that 50 and 20% doesn't necessarily be a joke. But at the end of the day, I say again, guys, you can go online, find your finance calculator, business loan calculator, business credit card calculator, and plug and play. And you can see you can put in that, the income you may make is $5. the loan is for $5, maybe $3.50, and you look at the rates, one may be higher. At the end of the day, if the math works in regards to you still making a profit, you may make less of profit because you got the higher rate. But if the math works for you, that may be an option for you. Okay. Sometimes, again, when you're in business, it's not always going to be a situation where the math works. Sometimes you may just have to, you may be taking a loss or maybe right there breaking even. Why would you do that? Why would you take a loss and why would you break even? Excuse me, because some months may be slow and some months you just got to keep everything rolling. Excuse me, especially dealing with business that makes cyclical in terms of different times of the year. We know a business that sells mostly winter clothing, Christmas items, summer clothing, spring clothing. Some make most of their money at different times of the year. Those times of the year when they're not making a buck of revenue coming in, they still got to be able to sustain stuff. So they may really be operating those other months, breaking even or at a loss. Again, they may, depending on how you cycle it, those companies, especially say like a company that does maybe like, let's say toy companies. I'm just trying to think. I'm going damn blank. Maybe even some of your amusement parks. I'm just trying to think. They make their money, the bulk of their money at certain times of the year. Sometimes they ain't get no revenue because the park closed, right? Sometimes you get people ain't hardly buying them the toys. But when Christmas time come around, that's when they make the bulk of their money. Same thing with me with tax season. 4.5 months out of the year, really 5 months out of the year, that's when I make the bulk of my money. I'm not making no damn money in tax season really September and October. That's when we start back putting out money for advertising and training. So those might be times where a person or a business may be functioning at a loss because the revenue on a monthly basis isn't coming out. But if you look at an annual perspective, they still making a profit because they made so much during that particular season that they have. So, and those are the kind of things that you'll learn out of experience with being a business owner, when you peak season, when not, when you need to actually have them cash infusion to keep everything going. That's just part of it. But excuse me, the thing we're talking about in regards to just those bad business and bad credit, bad business loans and bad business credit cards, I just want you guys to be really, really familiar with it because I don't see any videos, and I'm pretty sure I might be missing it, that they're telling you how to get the loans. They tell you how to get the credits. They'll say you can go to, I've heard Navy Federal Credit Union, get a $60,000 loan with this kind of credit score, all that kind of stuff. I've seen it, but nobody seen the damn terms and rates. I don't see that promoted. Did that mean all of them gonna be bad deals and stuff like that? Absolutely not. But most of them, absolutely. Because if your stuff was cool and that easy to get to, you can go anywhere and get it. So just because somebody give you access to it, guys, that doesn't mean it's a good thing. So with all that said, hey D, look, what the hell I need to do? D, look, my credit messed up. You telling me don't necessarily go and get that credit card. What the hell do I need to do? I got you. I'm always going to just bring awareness. I'm going to give you some solutions. So with that said, I want you guys to understand, go back to what we were talking about the other day. You got to be disciplined with all this. You got to be patient. You got to plan and stuff, okay? I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do to kind of help yourself get in a situation where you stay. If you know you have challenge credit in terms of from a personal side, you're trying to get access to business loans, or you're new in business, you don't have an established lending transactions as far as your business, or you may not be new, but just don't have any borrowing history or lending history with your particular business. I'm gonna give you a few things you can do to help you out in that situation, so you don't put yourself in a situation where you got unfavorable terms. Right. The first thing I would tell you to do, guys, make sure you got a decent personal credit score. I say again, most of the time they're gonna want that individual, that personal guarantor. It's not going to go on your personal credit, but they're going to want that personal guarantor to have a credit score of 700. It ain't my rules, but that's how I've been for a long time. So I'm just letting you guys know that that's what they're going to want to look at. Are there places out there, again, that will let you get loans without having a personal guarantor and they don't look at that stuff? Absolutely. But most of them are going to give you a funky rate, okay? Because, again, that's a lot of risk to assume. You think about it. We turn the tables, because I know you're a good spirit. I had one lady, she said, well, you look like a godly man and all that kind of stuff. I get it. But damn that, if you turn the tables in, you're a complete stranger. Would you give a complete stranger some money? This is you the bank. This is how you eat. This is how you live. If you anytime you make a bad decision, my uncle has a bonding company. He always told me, like, when God's writing on bonds, you got to make sure you're doing it right, because if you got an inkling that this person is gonna skip or whatever, you just don't need to do it. If and your credit score is your pretty much your, again, I understand, like we just announced it. Stuff happens. You got sick, got laid off, get it, pandemic, understand. But your credit score and your credit report is pretty much like your resume or arrest record in regards to just getting out your history. Like, okay, this is what it is. It ain't about that ain't fair, that ain't nice. It is what it is, right? So we got to understand. So when complete strangers are seeing this kind of stuff, what do they need is what do they need to see? So again, we start looking at in terms of the items that a lender wants to see. That first one, that credit score need to be over 700. You can't get it without it, but they'll make life a whole lot easier for you. The second one, and guys, this is probably the most important thing. Go talk to the lender. Go talk to the damn lender. Too many times people will assume what they need to have in place to go get a business loan. They'll assume that, and what they'll do is break their neck, spend so much damn time in regards to figuring out what the branch or the different people want to see. My credit score ain't good. Let me pay off a couple more things in my credit report, then I'll go try to get a business loan. No, go down to the bank, go to the lender, introduce yourself. What we always say, business is all about what? Relationships. You see a guy like a Donald Trump, we can say on the surface, but he white. Okay, yeah, we got that figured out. But on the flip side of it is, he's still a savvy businessman. You see this man that had 5 bankruptcies with these organizations all these times and all this other stuff. A lot of this stuff really relationships. If you can go down there and meet Cookie, meet Tom, and whoever the branch manager, the business lender, and stuff like that, introduce yourself. I'm Deonte Burden. I own Majestic Business Services. We're a business service firm. I'm looking to get business funding. If not right now, tell me the protocol, what you need to see from me. Set up that appointment. Talk 2 or 3 different banks, and they may go to the list where you need to fix that, and that. And then once you fix that, come back and see me in 6 months to a year. If they rude to you, they don't want to talk to you, hell, they just helped you out. You don't need to go there. Go and approach it, and you making your connection. We start talking about real, true networking. That's the asset you need. Go talk to them. Tell them your story. Tell them what you're trying to do, and find out what they want. You let the bank tell you no. Let them tell you what you want, what they need to see from you. Not you thinking what they need to see. Not you talking to damn folks who heard their brother did it, their cousin did it. No, you go down there and you look eye to eye with them and find out what you need, because what may be applicable for Deonte may not be applicable for you. So sit down in front of them, let them run you credit, let them see all this kind of stuff, let them talk to the financials. And again, if you don't feel cool with them, it's just like in a personal relationship, man. You don't want to be with somebody that you want them more than they want you. Get the hell on. Leave them alone. You don't want to be sitting there dating or married with some damn body. You want them, they don't want you. Who the hell want that? So that's the same damn thing. I need to go find me a lender. I know you need the money. I know you need to leave your job. I know you need to get this business off the ground. I get it. But I know you don't need that damn headache to be dealing with somebody that really don't appreciate you and can screw you in the end, or screw you during the process while you're trying to run this business. Okay? So you, just like they're examining you, you need to be examining them during the whole process. It's business, right? It's business. It ain't that personal. So again, if you during the process because you need it and you figure, hey man, I don't really want to, I ain't like, well, boy, we're looking at me. I ain't like, wait, girl, she was talking on the cell phone while I'm trying to, whatever, little, your hunch probably damn right. Maybe sometimes you may be digging too deep, but most of the time your intuition is going to tell you the right thing, right? So you go talk to them, build that relationship. Hey, Tony, what's going on, man? Talk to them. What do I always tell you guys? We get access to capital when we don't need it. When far too often people sit here and say, "Well, I don't need a business loan. I don't need it. I spend my own damn money." You crazy as hell. Any finance person, like I said again, I got a whole lot more depth in regards to finances than the average person, even the average business owner. We know in the finance world, cash is king. You make money with other folks' money, right? If I can sit here and have my money grow and I ain't got to touch it, I can use yours. And again, we got them finance calculators. We can plug and play our numbers in. I'm gonna use their money, right? So at the end of the day, we want to make sure we keeping them relationships going and we talking to these people and getting access to capital when we don't need it. What do you mean by getting access to capital when you don't need it? That means I've already talked to this person. If I know I can secure an X amount of dollar loan, I know at the end of the day, I might got a certain business line of credit to, just in case if I want to expand or whatever. Because you guys know, check out the video I did where I broke down the difference between business loans. I did a whole video, excuse me, Mr. Short on YouTube, where I did the business banking 101. Then I also did a video on business loan products 101, where I explained what a business loan was. I explained what a business credit card was. I explained what a business line of credit was. I explained what invoice factoring was. That's on Mr. Short on YouTube. Go down to the finance playlist. But like I said, we got over 400 videos on the channel for you guys take advantage of all the information there. But when you got those particular things sitting there, because keep in mind, remember, if you got a business line of credit, that's not a loan you're paying. You may pay that little $100 annual fee, but if you got sitting there $50, $20, $100,000 sitting there, if something come up, you can use it. And remember, with the line of credit, you can get a more in-depth explanation. But with a business line of credit, if you got a $50,000 line of credit, but if you spent $3,000 on equipment, you're just gonna pay interest on that $3,000 that you have there. But you have access to what? If it's a $50,000 loan, you got access to another $47,000 if you need it. That kind of stuff you get with just having relationships and having access to it. That's the thing about it. You don't wait to then, because if you wait till when you need the money and then try to apply for the loan, now we're doing what? We're going to get a bad business credit card, a bad business loan. Why? Because we desperate. We desperate. Now it's emotional. What I just said for is emotional. Now we got to sit here, I'm pressed. Man, I got to get this money. Woo, I want to get this contract. Look, how many damn people breaking their damn neck coming to me with those damn Amazon giving out contracts, and they know their credit was messed up, and they've had these transportation companies. Man, go talk to these people, man. Go see if you can get some fleet deals. I try to talk, being proactive. Oh, no, we making money. We doing this. Amazon started getting out them contracts. That was about 3-4 years ago. I had about 5 people coming breaking their damn necks trying to get these Amazon, and they was getting all these quick fix loans and stuff. The bad part about it, I don't think these people understood how strict Amazon was with their supply chain and the timing. Someone lost them contracts, and they still got that big old high rate loan. Poor fellas. But I'm just saying, that goes back to when you sit down and take your time and be strategic, it's going to cost you a whole lot less money, okay? You got to be smart about it, okay? That's why I want y'all to be careful with, listen to me, listen to other people. That's what a smart person do. That's what the president got a cabinet, prime minister got parliament and all that. You want to have smart people around you that can give you information so you can make informed decisions. That's what the CEOs and business owners we do. We make decisions, right? With business owners, we work on the business. We don't work in the business, right? So our mindset is we want to be able to gather information, talk to Deonte, talk to that person, get feedback. He said this, they said that, and kind of you can wiggle it in to know how your situation will work. But then from that point, you got this data, you can crunch it up, and you can make an informed decision. What you say, simply fab, don't rush. Absolutely. And we know, like you say, rushing, that comes from an emotional component. We got to be as rational and as logical as possible when we start dealing in business. Okay, we got to be that way, okay? That, like I said, the thing that you feel like you got to have is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. Facebook user. Yeah, I be seeing these videos as well, and I'm glad they spoke with you about this, man. I appreciate you tuning in as well, and I hope I'm helping you out with the information. The third thing I want to tell you guys. We start talking about the things that help you out so you don't get yourself in that situation. I brought up improve your personal credit score, meeting with the lender, building that relationship. And the last one I want to talk about is just, may want to try to make sure you got, some kind of collateral to put up at stake. No one wants to get a business loan and have to put their house up at their car, right? But I'm gonna be real with you. Depending on what you are trying to acquire, they're gonna want to, and again, we're not talking about 10, 20, $30,000 loans. No, we're not talking about those. Let's just say you want to build that subdivision, you want to get this complex done and stuff. We may need $500,000, $1 million and stuff like that, but they're gonna want to secure something. They're gonna want to secure something. So again, you have to be realistic about what you come to the table with in relation to what the hell you're trying to borrow. You have to be honest with yourself about that. Let's say take the emotion out of it. You can't leave out, man, they wanted me to put my house up. Man, they said this. And that's just how it goes. You in the first, you in the last. They're gonna do that. And when you go in there and you show that you're shocked on some of the questions they ask, what may be common questions that a lender may ask somebody when we start talking about a business loan, you kind of showing your hand like you ain't familiar with this. This ain't your world. You ain't used to dealing with these kind of things, right? When you're dealing with hey, get your LLC, get your EIN and apply this and you can get this loan. Nah, man, shit. That's the kind of stuff you want. Fix and flip. Do that stuff. It don't work like that. Business ain't, again, it don't work like that. You see, this ain't to ridicule nobody. How many people got them disaster loans? How many people got them PPP loans? Ain't got a damn thing to show for it now. And it's really because you, business-wise, you looked at it, I can start this business, I can do this, I can do that, but you really didn't have the components of being a business person because you didn't understand forecasting, management, operating, finance, and basic principles of marketing, advertising, those different components of being a business owner, and you start putting money other ways, you understand 2 or 3 purchases, that money gone real quick, right? We can get 4 things and $100,000 gone a month. I seen it gone quicker, and trust me. Like I said, I'm a tax accountant. Been in business 20 years. I've seen many a men cry, big old men cry for that money, that damn money gone. See them wives cussing them husbands out because they'll sit there, with they smart idea. It ain't that nice. I'm saying telling you. So when you have a person like me that's giving you game, trying to tell you what to do, I ain't selling you nothing. I ain't selling you nothing at all. We got the tax course how to do it, but we ain't said a dang thing about that. I'm being straight up with you in regards to things that can help you. And that's why I have a very, very, very big passion about entrepreneurship. I love it. That's why I do the channel because, again, I want you guys to be successful. But that's why I'm telling you, when you want to go down that road, you got to be very, very smart. You got to be strategic. So, okay. So listen, I'm gonna open the floor up before I get out. It's Friday night, finna go have my cocktail and everything. But I just want to have that video. So I'm gonna open the floor up in regards to anything that you guys may have. It doesn't matter if it's credit, financing, business operations, whatever, accounting, whatever. I'm gonna open the floor up to you now. So if you got any questions, shoot. Give you guys a couple minutes. Just let me know if there's anything. And while you're putting your questions in, I'll be going over some of the other stuff we got going on. Like I said, I did the video the other day, yesterday, in regard to the $10,000 grant, small business grants. So guys, make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Give him a stream live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter. But the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. That's why the videos, the over 400 videos there, and the grant playlist, well, 150 grant opportunities. I got a lot of information coming out in the month of August. But that one grant that we released yesterday, it expires on August 11th. So, and it's pretty much open to anybody. It wasn't straight off gender. It wasn't off race or anything like that. Just small businesses. So go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube and check out that $10,000 grant video. What the hell am I missing? Like I mentioned, the tax course. You want to start your own tax business. I'm gonna start promoting that a little harder next week. Kind of go through a couple of videos. Kind of talk about the business. I don't think I'm with the course. I made the course last year, and I don't think it pretty much teach. The course does not teach you how to fill out forms. The course will teach you my system in regards to running and operating a tax business, how to hire people, set calendars up, marketing, functionality when it comes to your tax business, from the intake process, the intake when the customer comes in, the processing it, holding it, disbursements, all takes to the whole chain, marketing calendars in there, how to hire, things of that nature. So that's pretty much what my course is set up for. But I'm going to do a couple of videos going more in depth with you, do some live feeds, answer your questions about that. In regards to what we talked about tonight, guys, check out some of those past videos I have in regards to business lending, business finance, and I got videos where I broke the whole thing out, talking about what a personal guarantor is on a business loan, talking about that, like I said, that small business financing 101, and then I had another video on business loan products where I broke down business loans with credit cards, invoice factoring, equipment financing, all those particular lending products in regards to the rates, the terms, payments, all that kind of stuff. Even video and basic loans in regards to what's a term loan, what's a credit card. Go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Like all that stuff and everything broke down on different playlists. You got a grant playlist, an entrepreneur playlist, a business playlist, personal finance, the finance, not personal finance, along with finance. All that information is there. Even some of the speeches I gave in the past as well. Even sometimes, even some of the people that I interviewed, some of those on there as well. Like I said, it's over 400 videos, guys. We've been in the game for a minute. You said sure dollar. Is that the correct? No, I apologize. It's that Atlanta, it's the country talking. It's Rosia Graham 17. I apologize. It's Mr. Short Dollar. Matter of fact, if you're looking at me on TikTok, you can only do, you can hit the symbol and the profile, Mr. Short Dollar. Mr. Short Dollar. If you look at on the profile, that's it, Mr. Short Dollar. It's stuck together. It's not like that on YouTube, but actually the link to the YouTube channel is on the TikTok profile, Mr. Short Dollar. And if you hit the link, you'll see this big handsome face pop up, and I'll take you right to it. But it's Mr. Short Dollar. I apologize for speaking so fast, but the link should be on there. If you're looking at us on Facebook, I know the link for in the description section of the video should be on. I don't know if it's showing on LinkedIn and Twitter. And if you see me on Instagram, again, it's Mr. Short Dollar. I appreciate you asking that as well. Be a Mr. Short Dollar, but definitely go there and check out the information. We've got a lot of great information for you guys to take advantage of on Mr. Short Dollar. Okay. Well, look, I don't see anybody putting any questions in. It's time for me to start my happy hour and stuff, even though I'm a little bit late with it and everything. No, you want to come up here. Come on, girl. She don't want to get on the camera. Come on. She don't want to get on the camera tonight, y'all. Some nights she do, she don't. But listen, I want you guys to be safe this weekend. Stay safe out there. If you have any questions and stuff like that, you can always leave a comment on previous videos. On all the videos, like when you see the description section for the Facebook and YouTube videos, the contact information to the office and everything is in there as well. So be safe, guys. Be on the lookout for all the other information we have coming down the pike too. Take care of yourself. Love you guys. Appreciate you tuning in, and I'll talk with you soon. Mm-hmm. All right, people, take care now.